So just another quick one to say, yes, it's the March for Freedom of Speech, Freedom for Tommy in London, Whitehall today at 3. Just to say, there are videos that will be streaming down there. I think Red Pill Phil, Red Pill Factory, Reverend Simon Sideways, and there's many more. You just have to look on YouTube and you'll see people talking about it and stuff like that. But it's just to say, like I said before, freedom of speech, or should I say hate speech is freedom of speech. So if you take away, if you can't talk to somebody, someone might find something offensive, or someone might not like what you're saying and they might say it's hate speech. But years ago, we used to be able to have a laugh and say what you want. And if you don't like it, then you don't listen to it. Like I've always said on this channel, if you don't like the stuff I put out, don't watch it. If you don't believe in it or you don't like what I'm saying, you don't watch it. So if someone's saying something to you you don't agree with, you can have a discussion about it. But if you don't like it, then don't speak to that person again, or go and speak to someone else who's got the same opinions as you. You can't crack a joke these days. You can't do anything. You get arrested for anything these days, cracking a joke, whatever. But it's just to say, hate speech, what Antifa and all that side are saying, hate speech is, it's hate speech. It's racist. It's this, that and the other. No, it's not. It's freedom of speech. If we can't talk about the truth in any subject, and we can't discuss among ourselves and have debates and stuff like that, how are we ever meant to find things out and discuss things? Because all that seems to me is like we're going for our society now to be communist or whatever you call it, because that's like submission, backing down, because we're scared that you're not allowed to say this, you're not allowed to say that. And I just looked up on my phone on WikiLeaks or whatever you call it, communism, and some words highlighted in that, when you're googling it or whatever, said state ownership, deep state, and radical socialism. That word keeps popping up. And then I was just reading a bit, if I can read it. Communism, Latin words, common, is I can't say it now. Phil, I can never say this word. Let me see if I can say it. I can't say it. Philosophical. I can never say that word. And I was reading through it before and I got it right. Now I can't say it. Philosophical, social, political, and economic ideology. That word seems to be popping up again. Ideology. A movement whose ultimate goal is the establishment of the communist society. Common. Anyway, add little bits in it, and I was just reading through because you can Google that, wherever by yourself. And then just came across like at the bottom where it says, working class people, because that's who they're going for all the time, taking our taxes off us and all that. It said, where is it? It said something about a revolution. So where's that just disappeared to now? Oh. Let me just see if I can find it. Or has it just disappeared? Oh. And it's disappeared. Can't have just disappeared because I was reading it. Oh yeah. The revolution, which I feel like is going to be a bit today as well, or going on. The revolution will put the working class in power, if we have a revolution, in power, and in turn establish social ownership. That just says something to me. Because they're trying to get us back to all that communism, getting us into order of that way. You can't speak out, you can't say anything, you can't think anything, you might have to dress a certain way, this, that and the other. It's not happening, guys. It's not happening. There's the EU, you can see them, they're doing U-turns on stuff now. What the deep state elites, whatever you want to call them, are trying to bring on countries around the globe. But I'm just saying, if you're watching this but you can't go down there, do your bit by sharing people's videos, talking to your friends. We've got to start talking about it We've got to start talking out. It's the fear of them saying you're not allowed to. Oh, it's hate speech. It's not hate speech. It's the truth. I don't want my kids growing up in a communist state or whatever, in a communist world, one world order where you can't do anything, you can't think anything. You've got to be told what to eat, how to dress, what to say, where to go. That's not freedom. That's hating on people, hating. This has been going on for years, like I said in the last video, but we want freedom. Not just for one nation, one country, all over the globe. And people who have not been, we think we've been free. In certain ways, maybe to some other countries, yes, but not really. We've all been enslaved with this that's been creeping up for ages with, you know, I can't explain it, you know what I mean, if you know what I mean, as I always say, but you've got to keep talking about this. You've got to talk to friends and family, even if they don't believe what you're saying and you think you're a nutcase. You've got to share what's going on. Talk about Tommy. Talk about the things that are going on in the world. You know, don't keep looking at the box in the corner, because that is not going to tell you anything. It's not going to tell you the truth. Go out and get your papers. Have you got your Saturday paper today and tomorrow? I won't bother with them either. We don't want to know. Let's not watch all that stuff. Let's not buy all that stuff. Let's bring the mainstream media down. Find alternative news on the internet and everywhere else on YouTube, because that's what people are reporting on. You know it's true. You know it's true. If they put in the paper tomorrow about the marches, you know it's going to be bullcrap. Basically, they're going to say if Antifa are down there, because he'd been advertising it, so they probably will be down there. I don't know. They're going to make it so they'll fight. They're the ones who are nasty anyway. I've had comments off them. They're disgusting anyway. They're abusive, sexual, disgusting language. You can see who the ones who are, you know, not wanting free speech, not wanting the truth to come out, because that's how they are. They try and antagonise you so you'll kick off. So if that one picture gets in the paper, don't forget they're not viewing the picture on everything else that's going on. A small one little picture of someone kicking off with someone, they'll blame it on, you know, oh, look at freedom of speech. Not really freedom of speech if they're all kicking off. Just like with something happened when Tommy did do the freedom of speech, and we all know he was kicking off there with a gum shield on, pretending, you know, he was trying to antagonise people. You don't go somewhere where you know that you're probably going to antagonise people, and some of them will have had a bit of a drink there. So if you're going to go and do that, you know, people can say what they want. If you're going to go and antagonise people, something's going to happen on either side. Do you know what I mean? If you're there antagonising people, then sometimes something's going to happen in it, and that's your own fault for antagonising people. But we will see. Like I said, Martin Luther King, when he did civil marches and stuff, people got killed, yes they did, and people got attacked, but they tried to do it where they were civil. They tried to do it where they were civil. They got big water cannons out. I mean, a lot of things happened then, and they tried to be the ones that didn't kick off, because then the world saw when it went out. Because don't forget, all this is going global, like it did when Tommy got arrested. People think it's not gone global. You're getting stupid comments. It went global. Everyone's marching. We know the people who are awake know what's going on in the world right now. And it got shown to the world that these people were not fighting, but the government and police were fighting against these. They were the ones being aggressive and violent. So then it was like, something definitely is going on. These people are just there being civil. You know, you are going to get people who's going to act up a little bit when they've had a drink. But people are mad, guys. People are mad. I'm mad. I'm disgusted. I've got kids. Why would anyone in the right mind of any race, any culture, want the things that we're knowing about happening? It's not just that. It's not just that. It's about your kids growing up in. It's not even about that. It's just growing up in a morally right nation where you're not fearful of saying something, or your kids going out, or, you know, it's not left or right. Come together. It's what's right. It's what's morally right. If you don't believe in, you know, freedom and your kids being free as well, and things not happening to them and other people, then you're really on the wrong side of, you're really standing with the devil. That's all I can say. Yeah, and there will be people having drinks today, and that's the thing. But if that is what mainstream media would focus on, the ones who've had a drink, why can't you have a drink? Oh, we're shutting pubs down now. You can't drink, made to feel like you shouldn't be doing something. I think the event starts at 3. Like I said, there's Red Pill Phil, who I think streaming today. Reverend Simon Sideways, he's on his way down there now. Red Pill Factory. There'll be lots, if you look on YouTube, of people streaming and things tonight going on, and you can see it all. Yeah, we're called chavs. It's because of certain people don't like, you know, we're allowed to drink, but they don't like it. You're allowed to today have a couple of drinks, but they'd only film the people who were causing trouble because sometimes you get a bit leery when you've had a drink. But that's all mainstream media would put up. But you know, they're just taking rights away to do anything, to have a laugh, to have a drink, to to wear what you want. They're making people feel like you're not good enough. The putting racists out there all the time to keep, you know, different races fighting all the time, and saying it's your fault, it's their fault, it's their fault. It's not. It's a deep state elites above that have been causing this for time. Look at the Rothschilds. Go back and look at films. There's stuff out there on the internet about the Rothschilds years back, how they got their money, how they went into big banks, how they give their money out, how they corrupted states and nations, which they're doing now. It's just like a world plan. Yeah, Rothschild, Soros, and everything. He's been pushing his money on keeping us in the EU. It's all to do with that, and then getting an ideology to come over as well, and you know, let their agenda come in as well. We know what it's all about. We know it's all about oil and all this other stuff that's gone on, and the Bush, Obama, and the Clintons, what they've been doing. Yeah, the top of the pile at the end of the day is, you know, when you, the stuff that's coming out now, people are waking up because this thing that's woken up about kids, when you go for the kids, you're going to get people coming out, and you're going to get patriots coming out. They're happening in Whitehall, London, today at 3 o'clock. Like I said, if you go on Reverend Simon Sideways channel on YouTube, he's just done a video about him going down there. It'll be on, he said, in about an hour. You just got to look around YouTube, it's on there, you know, that's where I'm finding it all. It will be on there because it kicks off at 3, so there's nothing, there might be people doing videos talking now, but I think it starts at 3. Apparently I didn't know there's going to be speakers down there from around the world, so I think that's going to be brilliant. So what people don't understand, it's gone global, we all know what's going on. Yeah, the live videos will pop off soon. It's not started yet. Some will be just, it might be a little bit boring at the minute. I don't know, they'll be talking about it, and then obviously it's at 3. But the thing is, the world's beginning to wake up. That's why they've been talking about a shift spiritually and all this, because what I can see is going for Christian values and Christian countries as well. That's what I can see. They don't talk about what's going on in South Africa, do they, properly? Genocide. White genocide, by the way. I'm not religious, but I'd say I'm spiritual. I have faith, and I believe in God as in the sense of it's a consciousness. We are all from one because we are all from God. But I don't go to church or anything like. You don't need to. You know what I mean? It's a consciousness. This is the Great Awakening because people are conscious. What's working now? What the deep state didn't realize with all the gadgets we have now, like on here. It's a hive mind. It's gone hive mind, worker bees. It went out, it went global because we have things like YouTube and that to get our voices out. Biggest mistake they ever made. And you can sift through all the lies and you can find the people that are telling the truth. It's a hive mind, what's been happening. And that's why we've been able, people, you can go all over the YouTube and you can find truth. It's hive mind, it's brilliant. Thank you. Well, all this white and black and this, that, and the other racist, everyone goes on about being enslaved. We're enslaved now. We've been enslaved for many years, white, black, Chinese, whatever you want to say, because the deep state have been playing us off with each other to keep us fighting like, oh, you enslaved us and we enslaved you. Everybody enslaved everybody. Whites enslaved whites, blacks enslaved blacks years back. The truth's not been told anyway. They've twisted the history. When you look back, and history's repeating itself again, but we're going to stop it this time globally. But we're all from one. We all live on this earth. It's only, your colour of your skin is only, I'm going to say this name, the word wrong, is your what's the thing? Millennium. You know, what changes the colour of your skin. I'd say the more hotter the country, the darker your skin is, obviously, because, you know, that's all it is. We all bleed red blood at the end of the day. Well, the elites might not, but we are all one. We all come from one consciousness. And that's why everyone around the globe is understanding what's going on. And I do think even if we didn't have, yeah, it's true. Even if we didn't have, what's the word? If we didn't have the internet and stuff like that, I think consciously around the world, people, I don't know, it's like telepathy. You know what's going on when you can see it going on with your eyes. Not being told off mainstream media, you can see what's going on. It's a hive mind and it's consciousness. We all come from one. We all live on the same planet. If we were all, if we just weren't a colour and we were just see-through, like, so you couldn't say, oh, you're racist, because we were all the same, then we would be fighting against something else. The deep state would have us fighting against something like what you ate. Like, some people liked fruit, and some people like veg. A bit like now with vegans and meat eaters, you would be divided into the category of you like fruit and you like veg. Right, let's all get fighting because I'm right because I eat fruit and you're wrong because you eat veg. Let's all kick off and fight and kill each other and go on for years and years because, you know, I feel right on this side and I feel right on that side. Bloody eat what you want, basically. But that's how it's always been. I just hope people are waking up to it, that they can see, you know, and there's certain ideologies we don't want over here. Do you know what I mean? But they have used people from certain ideologies to come over to cause trouble as well. It's all about, no, innocent babies. Yeah, innocent babies are never an issue. But they're all our babies. All the children of the world are all our children. You can't not look at a colour and not care for another child if something's happening in another country. All our kids care. This is what it's about. But all through centuries, they've always had us divided through colour and racism, whatever you want to call it. It's to divide, because once we're divided, you get conquered. If you come together, then we stand up and we win. I'm on, there's the shit they put in our food, you wouldn't believe it. I drink distilled water because there's a lot of fluoride in your tap water and it's not good for you. I don't think the Queen drinks fluoride water, tap water. But yeah, you know what I'm talking about. If you know what I'm talking about, we need to all stand up together. It doesn't matter what colour skin you are, because once divided, that's what they've always done through time. Have these set wars off, then we fall. Divided we fall. You know, and united we, you know, I'm getting that wrong, aren't I? I can't even say it now. United we stand, divided we fall. So it's common sense, really. Wish I did. Don't drink. No, I just get very, like, I talk very fast, but I get very, it's because I'm feeling very passionate about what's going on. You can feel it in the air. I hope it doesn't kick off down there, but there's angry people. Like I said, if you can't go and support it that way, then share videos, get talking to your friends, especially if you've got friends that are always banging on about the racist thing, because that's just getting a bit ridiculous now. You've got to wake up and smell the coffee. Just like Kanye West said, you choose to stay enslaved, you're still enslaved. That's what he was saying. He was saying, we're choosing to be enslaved to live in the past of keep going on. That's history. We don't want to live in the past. We don't want to live in the history. We want to live now. We want to put all that aside. We want to come together. We want every nation to be free to have, you know, housing and, you know, money and to be able to do things and live a good life, a happy life full of love. That might sound corny, but that's what most people want. The elites don't want that. They just want everyone fighting and getting loads of money and stuff. It's just, do you need that much money for anyway? It's the little things that count. I have watched Titans TV. I watched Content Over Everything, Titans TV, and you can see what's going on there from maybe a couple of months ago I started watching it, and from then to now you can see all the debates getting quite heated now and stuff, because the thing is, I see it as, it's good because I can see some people who are realising what's going on. Some people are still asleep, but also some people are just not having it. But at the end of the day, you've got to come out and talk about, you've got to debate about this, how things get brushed under the carpet. Like from Bangladesh, it's got to be talked about. This is how these things have gone on over time, and they've got swept under the carpet, not talked about, and then we've got taken over and we're getting controlled and this, that and the other, because people aren't talking about it, because we're dumbed down by telly and the wrong news, fake news on TV, and, you know, getting distracted with your mobile phones and all your little shiny things like a magpie. So you're not really, I mean, look at people in the street, you're on your phone all the time, no one's looking at what's going on. If anything was happening right next to you, you probably wouldn't even know it. It's because everyone's too busy on their phones. You've got to start looking at what's going on in your streets, looking around in the real world. in the Matrix, as I like to call it, because we have been lied to and get the veil pulled over our eyes about stuff. But yeah, I do watch Titans TV, and I think that's great. And I can see it's great when I can see that, on both sides, not all black people are thinking it's white and not all white people are thinking it's black, because it's bollocks, basically. If you start looking into things properly, it's just to keep us divided. You know what I'm saying? So freedom of speech, hate speech is freedom of speech. You don't have to, like what I'm saying now, agree with what someone's saying, but you can agree to disagree and go to bed and just think, oh well, it's another day tomorrow. I'll see who I'm talking to tomorrow. You can't live a life of not being able to say what you want to say, because if you are, you're suppressed. It's suppression. That's what they want. Suppression. You can't say anything. Once we can't say anything, then it'll be you can't go here, you can't go there. Like what they're trying to do in China and that, with all the digital things that, your face taking, that's what they do on Facebook and that, you won't be able to go anywhere because they'll have you on a tracking device, which I think they do over there anyway, and then they'll stop you from travelling and all this and that. I just wish people would wake up and smell the coffee or whatever that word's called. And really, it's like Trump. People think he's doing terrible things. Not behind the scenes. Have you not seen the big U-turn in the EU and places that are trying to get the gold back in the countries? Venezuela, loads of different places. Behind the scenes. Oh, he's great. And I tell you what, this weekend, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, I think are going to be great days. The world's going to see some stuff happening soon, and you're going to see the truth. I got this the other day. Trump, the boss. Got my bag that I written on today when I went to the shops. And this one I made the other week, a few weeks ago. But there is a great awakening, and gradually some of us will wake up. Some probably won't believe it, but I just see it as, it's not racist to say, like, Britain, wherever, whatever nation in the world, they jump on the wagon, because if you look at mainstream media, they all slag Trump off, every single one of them. And what you've got to think is, you've got to question everything. Why? You don't have to like him, but you've got to start thinking, why do they always... There's great things going on that he's done. Do you know he's actually... Black and Hispanics in America, they've got more jobs than they ever had before, especially under Obama, by the way, and Hillary. More jobs, and it's been the lowest in unemployment in America for a very long time. So, that's what I mean. Social media is a big, massive wind up. You all sit there and they just tell you lies about stuff. So when Trump does come over, I suggest you get out and support him. He's a properly family man, and he was never a politician anyway. Yeah, he might have had money in Trump Towers. He had to have money to get in there, but it's just a massive wake up thing. Because, like I said, once they start suppressing us with speech, then everything else will go as well. And these Antifa and people that think they're fighting for the right, you're not. Because once the free speech goes, your free speech will go as well, and you won't be able to say anything either. It's suppression. It's trying to suppress us, so we can't do anything. They want us under a one world order. They say Trump does, new world order. Trump doesn't want a new world order. He wants a new world for everybody. These are on videos where people are talking spiritually as well. I've seen a lot of videos of different things, people talking about Tommy, spiritual videos that I watch, all sorts of different things, even people who do alien videos, believing in that or not, because there's many things going on in this world we don't know about. A lot of it's, I think you might need to go in hospital when you actually find out what's been going on. It's that bonkers. But I watch all these videos, and you can see the same thing coming in. Like, people talking about the new world and all this. We're going to a new world. No, we're not flying to a new world. We're going to make a new world for everybody, not just one nation. Because they've been trying to get rid of America for a long time. Because once the West falls, that's what they say. Once the West falls, everywhere falls. And they've been gradually coming over here on the west of our side, but they mean America, because America's big fighting power. That's why they tried to take the guns. That's why they were setting all these schools up with the shootings, because they were trying to take the guns. Yes, it's a game to them, but it's not a good game, because people actually really do get killed. It is like the film Hunger Games, believe it or not. You might think that's mad, but it is. Because then they can put it out to media with all the ones that are still asleep going, oh, we shouldn't have guns in America because we don't have guns in our country. They're one of I don't know if they're one of the last countries, but it's all about the Constitution and the Second Amendment, trying to take them away, because then if something happens, they can't defend themselves, because they know there's a lot of gun holders in America, that can defend themselves, or if they had a revolution, they've got the guns there against the deep state. I don't know if I talk sense, but I know what I'm talking about, because it's because I'm looking at different. I don't watch the news on telly. I'm finding out stuff, and then when you find it out, when you do watch the news, you're thinking, what are they saying that for? Because that didn't happen. A lot of suicides have happened this week. This week in America, a lot of people with a lot of money. I don't know what's going on there. Well, I know what's going on there. It's because things are coming out and people are either suicide or someone's bumped them off. But at the end of the day, if you keep away from mainstream media, and that goes for newspapers as well, you need to start looking on the internet and really researching yourself, but you need to start talking to friends, family. People might think, oh, what's this Tommy Robinson thing? No, it's not important. It's massively important. It's probably going to go down in history, because it ain't going to stop just after this weekend, because it is a bit like they were pushing for World War III basically, but we need a revolution. People are standing up now. People are seeing what's going on in different countries and how they're pushing the Agenda 21. Do you know what I mean? You need to look up these things. Watch different people on YouTube. Try and filter out the ones who are talking crap, because there's a lot that are talking, they're trying to put you off the scent and saying things aren't true, like what's happening in Tucson, in Arizona at the minute. But I think that's all going to come out. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of dots that are joining up. And once you, like I said, once you take the red pill, you can't unsee what you've seen. It doesn't matter what anyone says to you. You might fall out with your friends. I've had arguments with my mum. I've called her stupid and everything. She's not, but she's just asleep. But you can have arguments with your friends. Your friends might fall out with you because you think you're being a flipping right extremist or something. It's like I said, it's not about left and right. It's about truth and freedom. And it's just about, it is right from wrong. You know morally what is right and wrong. You don't need to be told from a book, if you're religious, what is right and wrong. You know what is right. Unless you've been taught wrong off your parents and you've been brought up to hate this, hate that. You've had that projected on you. You probably think you're right. You'll never, then you won't know what's right from wrong. You'll just believe doing, whatever that is right, because you've been brought up with it. But you know deep down in your soul what is right and wrong. That's why they're saying it's not just flesh and bone, a war, this sort of thing. It's a spiritual war as well, because and like I said, I can see around the world that it's Christian countries that are being taken down, and they're having the churches blown up and stuff like that. Why can't they believe in what they believe in? Christian values. Maybe because Christian values are good. Yeah, the stuff that went on in history and religious stuff that weren't good on all sides of different people's religions. But at the end of the day, we're in 2018. Take the snippets of the good values of how to live your life. That's how I see the Bible or anything is just like there's a story being told. We're trying to get it out, how to live your life in a way with compassion and love. And, if you do these other things, they're not morally right. And I believe it all comes back in the end if you do something like that anyway. But how to live your life in peace with love. The main thing is with love. That sounds corny, but it is. It's basically right from wrong. That's the biggest lesson in life. You know what is right and wrong. You don't need to be reading a book all the time to know what's right and wrong. You know what's right and wrong. You can feel it. And this is right. This is right. You need to stand up, speak out, share videos, talk to friends. Even if they're not really getting what you're saying, at least if you implant it there, then they might start hearing things and they might start go researching yourself. Then again, they might not, but they might have a shock when all this comes out, because it is about to drop. Like this weekend and next week, some really big things are going to start coming out, especially from America. Get ready for your mouth to drop on the floor, get the popcorn in. I know some of you know what I'm talking about, but this thing now at weekend, this is sort of part of it. It's the consciousness. The consciousness. See people talking about this in Speaker's Corner and Titans TV. It's the awareness, the consciousness, the conscious mind. If we're all from one, it all connects at the end of the day. It's a hive mind mentality as well. Once someone says something and someone else says something, and then it goes on the internet and then someone else says something, and just like, oh my God, it's like everywhere, it's buzzing. And that's what it is at the minute, it's buzzing. All this is buzzing everywhere. You start, if you didn't know about it, you'll start hearing things and you're like, didn't someone else say that? And then it's just like a big, massive hive that's been set off and you can hear it buzzing and it's buzzing globally, all over the world. If you can't see it, you're looking in the wrong places. Um, but yeah, so I hope, like I said, everyone has a great day down there who's gone down there. I hope it's all right and everything. And I'm gonna be watching in a bit. So just, have a check in a bit. It's at 3 o'clock. You will see live streaming. Just go on and search in, Tommy, free Tommy marches or something. I'm sure it'll come up. But yeah, but there's going to be speakers, so I'm quite glad about that because I didn't know. I think there's speakers coming from all over. And there was an American guy. Thumbs up to the American guy. I don't know if anyone knows him. He's been on some videos. I've heard him. Great guy. Looks like a big biker guy. They know. The world knows, we're waking up. Anyway, I'll see you soon. Bye.